My friend Bud and I went down deep into the Amazon on the Jatapo River to catch the most amazing exotic fish I've ever seen. Here you can see the snarly teeth and the big mouth, and where the fish just chopped off the bait. Look at the size of those teeth in this payara. And then look at the amazing catfish, the striped catfish that Bud caught there. And we're releasing now this vermiculated catfish. They're just enormous with big tentacles and almost impossible for me to lift easily. There comes another spectacular fish, a wolffish, that has these awful teeth. They're even more scary than the famous piranha. And now you can see that this is a rapid river in some spots. It's not just a big, slow river. And then we get to the slow part with butterflies and with beautiful images of the trees as we gently saunter down this gigantic river that holds 80% of the world's fresh water. And there we're picking these berries, believe it or not, that we're going to use to catch tiny fish that become bait for the big fish that we're going to catch, monstrous fish, so exotic that it's hard to even imagine. It looks relaxing just floating along this river, but actually it is so hot, there's almost no escape from the heat unless you jump right into the water. But the overwhelming heat is overshadowed by some of these spectacular fish, like that beautiful red-tailed catfish. I've never seen anything like it. And we continue to float down the river looking at all these beautiful images of the trees on both sides, looking for more water with other exotic fish. This is truly a time to reflect as Bud catches that enormous and beautiful multicolored peacock bass, and then we go down the rapids again to look for a completely different area of the Jatapo to find even bigger peacock bass. And there are 4 different varieties of them, representing different stages in a single season of reproduction. Now this is the scariest one, the payara. Look at that saber teeth that he has. These are the kind of huge, almost like flies that we throw on the surface, and they come and make an explosion on the surface, like this huge catfish that's usually on the bottom. And then we float along further, looking at these beautiful images, mesmerized despite the overwhelming heat. And there you can see again another catfish that's a red tail, and we go past boulders, and we see the reflections of the clouds and the trees, almost like we can't tell which is the sky and which is the water. And there's Bud with a beautiful wolffish, maybe not so beautiful, but certainly terrifying looking, and you can see why they call it a wolffish. But finally, this was my ultimate catch. A caiman, which looks like a crocodile or an alligator. He actually took my line like a fish, and I didn't realize I had an alligator on the line until I actually pulled it close to the boat. I just thought it was a big fish. But rather than a big fish, it was a terrifying caiman. And we cut that line because although I hear they taste good, I didn't want to mess with trying to take the hook out. So now we go down the rapids again to another area of the Jatapo and do a lot of traveling to get to different holes, different areas where different exotic fish hang out. And you can see here just how hot and miserable it is, and we have to jump into the water with our Diet Coke to refresh ourselves. There's a little swimming pool that we made with rocks along one part of the river, and there was no way to escape that heat except to jump in the water. There we are having dinner with a view of the fish, a view of the river, and a beautiful sunset as we head back to our little camp that was not very comfortable in this primitive area.